Charleston.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Historic and Architectural Review Board, February 5th, 2025 meeting. Membership on this board includes registered architect Joe Phillips, Nick Nikolov, architect, real estate brokers Diana Hodgson and Joseph McGavin. Residents and business owners within the historic district are Rod Young and Connie Postupak, and Bethlehem's chief building official Mike Simonson. HARB review includes the general design, arrangement, texture, color, materials, and of the proposed work in relation to similar features of the properties within Bethlehem Historic District's period of significance. The buildings and homes of Bethlehem provide a physical record of their time and place, use, and we thank you for coming to joining us in preserving our city's unique history and architectural heritage. Applicants for a certificate of appropriateness will be reviewed in the order in which they were received. Mr. Phillips will describe the proposed changes as well as significant features of the building and describe the standards that apply to each project. Approved changes to district structures are based on Bethlehem's Historic District guidelines and the Secretary of Interior standards. Applicants will present their proposal. Board members will ask questions or hold discussion with the applicant. Project presentations are limited to 45 minutes and 5 minutes for comments from each visitor. A motion is made and additional discussion may ensue before the vote is taken. The motion may approve with the submission as made, approve with modifications, or deny with clear reasons why the proposal does not meet the qualifications. It may also be tabled with a list of clarifications needed to allow the board to make the COA recommendations. Recommendations made today may be acted upon by City Council at their next meeting, typically the first and third Tuesdays. No work can begin until council approval is received. Is there anyone in attendance wishing to comment on today's presentations? Okay. I move to approve the January 2025 minutes.
Second.
Okay, motion by Connie, second by Joe. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you.
Okay, if there are no conflicts from board, we will proceed with today's applications. Oh, we do have a little bit of homework here. We have to elect our officers. Where's that?
This was just from last year.
Oh, okay. So is it the chair?
Chair and vice chair.
And chair and vice chair.
Yep.
So we're going to just open the floor to nominations.
Let's take them one by one. Is there a motion for chair?
Sure. I'll make a motion to appoint Connie Postupak as chair of the.
Motion's
Ready.
been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and second. Is there any further conversation or comments? Hearing none. All in favor?
Let me just ask something. Would either of you guys want to be chair? Rod? Joe?
No.
They
Just
just,
because you don't want to be, you wouldn't
they
mean
just,
that you'd
they
be
just
great
made
at
a,
it.
they just made a motion.
I know.
She does a great job.
I know, but you would too. So would Rod.
Yeah.
So would you.
No, I'm not. I'm not president material.
Okay, moving on.
All in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Is there a motion to recommend a vice chair?
Motion for Diane.
Motion's been
Diana.
made by
I'm sorry.
Joe.
Sorry.
Is there a second?
I'll second that. Connie.
Oh, you got it. Motion's been made and seconded. Any further comment? Hearing none. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you.
We could have nominated Nick.
Yeah, he's not here to defend
He's
himself.
absent.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
Are we ready?
are we ready? Yes, we are ready.
Already.
Ready to go? Could the applicant for 415 Long Street please come up? The applicant owner of the property located at 415 Long Street proposes to install a new Anderson 4000 series aluminum storm door with a 1.5-inch wide white frame and oil rubbed bronze lever hardware at the front door of the residence. 2 tempered glass panels, 1/4 inch thick by 8 inches by 12 inches, will match the size of and be installed in the 2 upper raised panels of the existing wood door. Wrought iron railings will be installed on both sides of the existing front porch landing, and the existing lighting fixture to the left of the front door will be replaced with a Bradford 2-light outdoor wall lantern. There's a model number there. It's 7 inches wide, 21 inches high, and constructed of metal and glass, manufactured by Capital Lighting Fixture Company, and it's proposed to be black in color with clear glass and incandescent bulbs. The residence is a 1-story residence with horizontal sided walls, topped with a cross gable roof fronting Long Street. Asphalt shingled roof is punctuated by 2 gable roofed horizontal sided dormers with 1/1 light double hung windows. There's an exposed brick chimney on the left end of the home. Roof water is collected in K-style aluminum gutters and conveyed to the ground in rectangular downspouts. The Long Street facing facade is punctuated by 4 1/1 light double hung windows fitted with 2-panel solid shutters. Front door is centered in the facade and is a 6-panel solid wood door. A single lighting fixture is mounted on the wall to the left of the door. A brick walkway leads from the street to a brick landing at the front door. You're on. Anything you want to add to any of that, or did I cover it? All right, good. And did you guys sign in? Okay. And your names are, sorry, just Scott and Lisa. Okay. Yep. I just had one question. The color of the handrails, are they, okay.
Okay, so you're going to leave the wood door in place, correct?
Correct.
And you're asking to have a storm door added. And then describe how the glass panels are going to be added to the existing front door. This is your front door, right?
That's a picture from the, that's gonna be the railings, our front door.
Okay,
There's a better picture though.
I think it's this one before this.
Yeah, so this is our front door. This is a front door on Wall Street that has what we want to do. So it's a
Okay.
6-panel door. We're gonna pop these out, create like a transom because there's no natural light in the foyer.
A third of the way east.
Understand?
The glass in
Let me
it.
see.
Is it gonna be all the way through?
This is their door at the bottom, so
Oh.
they want to add 2 windows at the top like some, a neighbor's
Okay,
door.
I was confused with this image. That's okay.
That's right.
That's
Yeah,
the
so
Floyd
there's
Wright
quite a
door.
few neighbors that
Yeah,
have
that's
that,
what
just like a
Yeah.
lighting example.
Yep.
So that's a natural light in the front.
It'll be very similar on item, the patient says item 2, be very similar to the door, to the photo of 123 Wall Street. It'll be very similar door.
Got it.
Yeah, that's a good picture of it right here. Yeah.
And you just have to pop out the panels and add glass?
Yeah,
Oh,
basically, it's a little bit of carpentry work or something, to kind of cut the molding,
hmm
pull the panel out, drop the glass panel in.
And it's clear glass that you
Clear
put.
glass, yeah.
and it's 2 panels, not just one.
It's 2 panels, yeah.
Okay.
It'll look really exactly like that 123 Wall Street.
Okay, all right, now I understand.
And the light fixture, there's 2 choices. It looks like you've selected the BK, so black for your light fixture. makes sense.
One that's there is
So the only thing that's not black is the handle on the door?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was like a
Brush, it said the oil rub bronze.
Yeah, that's what the door handle is.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did the storm door to match the existing door. I got you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oil rub bronze.
I guess, and this is to all of you, are we worried about the composition of the are we worried about the material of a storm door?
No,
We're
because
not.
no, Bethlehem says the review says it should be wood or aluminum
Perfect.
storm door. So
Okay.
it's
And you could always remove a storm door at, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Right.
the long term.
But I just didn't know whether the front door had to be
No.
wood and the storm door should be as well. That was really my
The
question.
bigger concern is that the storm door doesn't block the features of the door that's behind it. So
Yeah.
this,
which they've
this has
got because it's
narrow-
all glass.
This has narrow trim around it. I
Mm-hmm.
think it was 1.5 inches around the whole thing. So it's mostly glass, so you can look through it and see the door.
Okay.
And are you replacing an existing storm door, or this is
No, there's
totally, there's not, I couldn't tell from the photo whether there was a, yeah, okay. Yep, no, makes sense.
Can I make a motion?
1 second.
Made a motion to approve the installation of a new storm door, installation of 2 glass panels in the existing woods door, installation of 2 wrought iron railings on the front porch, and replacement of the wall mount light fixture to the left of the front door in accordance with the discussion outlined above and the guidelines citations outlined below.
Motion's been made. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Diana seconds it. Any further comment or conversation? Hearing none.
What color, yes, what color is the banister?
I got that already.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
No
in
problem.
another world,
Can't hurt
obviously.
to be sure, right?
No, you can't.
Okay, roll call vote. Connie.
Aye.
Diana seconded. Rod.
Aye.
Joe made the motion. Michael.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, guys.
Questions?
Yeah.
So you had said in the beginning that the certificate so we have to wait to do this until.
Just what we did last night. You wait for yours.
Okay, so we'll attend city council.
You don't have.
You don't have to.
attend.
And the railings need a building permit.
Are they existing railings?
No.
no.
Yes, then they'll need a building.
Okay, so we hold a permit for that.
Not
We
for
don't
the
need a
door.
building permit right now. And just curiosity, so our house is very unique. It was built in 1955.
It is a cute house.
It's really,
Mm-hmm, yeah.
it's really cute, but it doesn't have already.
The what?
We have aluminum siding, so it's already like, doesn't fit. But anything that we do moving forward.
How did that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's a mystery.
Did you actually build it?
Yeah.
No,
No.
Oh, okay.
it was the backyard of the house behind us on East Street.
Oh.
The woman who owned that house built this house.
That falls under the category of just because it's there doesn't mean it was reviewed or approved.
Right,
Right.
So I'm just kind of curious, because it's such a difference.
Is this the one that has the large windows in the back?
Generally, if you're keeping the color the same, you can continue with color, but any other any other changes on the outside that can be seen from the street, you'll come see us.
No, that's
Mm-mm.
All right, thank you very much.
unless you're adding a wall or something.
Right.
Right.
But plantings, you know.
Plantings,
Right.
no, but if you're gonna add a knee wall.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
good luck. Yep.
Have
Have
fun.
fun.
Very much.
You're welcome.
Don't forget to sign, please.
Thank you.
I'm collecting autographs.
To be sold at a future date.
Yeah.
459 Main Street.
Alrighty.
Just the interrogation chair?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
sir.
it.
Wouldn't call them that. How are you all?
Good, yourself?
Good. Good evening to you.
The applicant owner of the property located at 459 Main Street, proposes to remove and replace the existing slate roof, install new OSB sheathing, install new Owens Corning Duration shingles in the estate gray color, install new ridge caps in the estate gray color, and replace the existing skylight with a Velux skylight. Street facade of the four-story building is distinguished by its smooth cut stone facade with small smooth brick panels on either end of the deep inset window groupings. A wide ornamented stone arch frames the inset paneled wood doors that are elevated 3 steps above the sidewalk. The existing scroll bracket, oh, this was from last time for the proposed sign. You're not doing that. We took care of the sign. The first floor facade is capped with a simple stone sill or cornice, and the upper 3 floors are characterized by a smooth brick facade with deep inset window groupings and a wide ornamental stone cornice. I will add that regarding the roof, there's a lot of copper work up around the edges of that roof that are there. It's a real slate roof. They are falling off the building. But I think, some of the questions that I outlined in my prep notes are, what's happening with some of that copper work and flashings and gutters, downspouts, roof water, and so on. So you can add what you like.
The copper was actually something I was going to ask you. The copper on the turret, so it comes down the roof, it's currently painted. That we can go back with copper if that's what you guys want. Or we could do shingle caps to blend it in with the roof. Obviously, if it's a historical thing, you probably want us to go back with the copper. The rail up there is not copper, that's just painted safety railing is what it is. The gutters we don't have to touch, and the flashing we don't have to touch, except in the valley, which we can do copper valley pipe. Or we could do the shingle, the California style valley where
The weeds.
shingles overlap and you don't see anything in the valley. So that's kind of like what you guys prefer thing more than, or what you allow more than anything else.
You said gutters and something else didn't need to be touched.
The gutters, and I want to say it was some of the fascia might have been copper. We don't have to touch that. Just literally the actual slate, and then the valleys and the ridges, and then the air conditioning unit on the back, which will reset.
So when you said you don't have to touch any of the valleys,
The valleys we would have to touch.
okay, but are you gonna remove that and replace it, or are you gonna,
So
while you do the rest of the roof?
So we have to pull everything off and put plywood down because it's space decking. I've never been to a place in the country that allows you to have space decking under asphalt shingles, because when you shoot the nail into the shingle, if you hit that gap, which is what's happening on the back of the building now, whoever installed the previous shingle never put plywood down, so there's no solid nail in the surface. So the shingles are actually.
So is that on the back of the roof?
Yes,
These
correct.
photographs of shingles are on the back of the
Yes,
roof,
the
and the
shingles
slate
are
is on the
back of the
front. But you're proposing to replace the entire roof with shingles?
Entire roof with shingles.
So existing slate, existing shingles go, all replaced with
Correct.
new shingle.
Yep.
Yeah.
50-year Owens Corning roofing system. And I do have the estate gray color here. So it would be this color, which would be the closest. There is a black, but this would be the closest color to the slate that's currently on the roof. This is an architectural style shingle. It is the highest wind rated shingle on the market. And obviously, we know.
That's the shingle that you, sorry, that's
Yeah,
the
this
shingle
is
you
the Owens
stated
Corning shingle.
in the application.
Yes, correct.
And that's the color.
Yes, correct.
Estate gray.
You guys want to pass it around? You're more than
State.
Estate gray.
And then the snow guards, are they staying?
welcome. Yeah.
The
yeah,
ice guards?
We can install the snow guards with the shingles.
Mhm.
And if they're copper, I don't know if they're painted.
Thank
It's
you.
kind of hard to tell because getting up there is a little shaky at this point.
That's good.
We can repaint them just to make them look, but I don't know if they're copper and just oxidized. That would be something we'd have to get them off to take a closer look at them.
And that's the railings you referred to earlier? Is that the snow guard?
Yeah,
or
there's
is that-
snow rails.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Snow, yeah, I wasn't familiar with
Well,
those,
and-
yeah.
Right, safety also safety harness.
Yeah. Okay.
Which we are OSHA certified also.
So I have a question for you.
Okay.
What's the delta between real slate and this product price wise?
Price wise?
Yes.
Well, especially now, so all the slate that is imported from Canada. So obviously within the last couple of days, that might become an issue. You're probably talking 4 to 5 times the cost.
So what would this, just
So this
ballpark it
roof-
for us?
With just the roof, not counting scaffolding, a crane to get it up there.
Because you have to do that for either one.
Correct. The roof is relatively cheap, I would say, in the 20 to 30,000 for material.
Right.
But when you're talking slate, I mean, you're gonna be well in the 6 figures of just materials alone. With the real slate, the big issue is gonna be logistics. Obviously, it comes in pallets.
Right.
And you wouldn't be able to boom a pallet
Mhm.
and put it on the roof because it would fall through the roof.
But they did it.
Did that?
Said-
Yeah, I wouldn't, insurance wise, I would never put that much weight on that.
Yeah, her point was that they're slate up
Oh,
there.
you
So
mean
they,
they did?
yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it got there somehow.
It got
Yeah,
there,
it
so
got there,
the
right,
angels
right.
dropped it in, but
But yeah,
okay.
we do have a scaffolding company that will set up scaffolding in the front of the building and on the side of the building.
Okay.
And then we, like I said, we'd have to get a crane in to lift the plywood and the materials up. That way the guys aren't trying to carry it up 5 stories of scaffolding, which obviously is an OSHA issue.
It's such a beautiful and predominant building
It
on Main
is.
Street,
It
and
is. And that's
it-
why we weren't sure about the copper, but if that's something you guys require, we can definitely get back with the copper. It'll be new and shiny,
Mhm.
but it'll be there.
It'll
It
patina.
won't be for long.
Yeah, give it a year
Yeah.
or two. That's
Well,
maybe why.
my stomach's rolling because we're not going to see slate on that beautiful building.
I mean, there's options for a slate line shingle, which I know has already been approved in the city.
Mhm.
And that's quite a bit more expensive also. But we wanted to see, with the Owens Corning first, cost effective. Logistically, we can get easy and faster. The slate line's a little more labor intensive also, so we'll drag the project out a little longer. But, that's all, I don't know what you guys require and things like that. As far as we're concerned, I mean, we're there until the project is finished, but, being that it's on Main Street, I didn't know, how much of a headache it's gonna be for the city, and that was the other thing, like,
right in the middle.
yeah, we're gonna have to put a dumpster out there, so I don't know if we're gonna have to block the intersection off, which that's a pretty important intersection. The scaffolding will have a tunnel under it, like New York City, so
Yeah.
they can walk underneath. But the crane will also have to be out front, because there's nowhere in the back or the side of the building to go with any of the tear off material. Right.
Okay.
I think that I don't know if difficulty is the right word, but the conundrum on this is that, it's up 4 stories or whatever it's up, but when you're coming down Market Street, it's right in your eyes.
Right, you
I
got the
mean,
hill there. and
Yeah, I
coming
mean,
down.
you're looking right at this roof. It's so prominent, which is the dilemma.
We had a similar building to this, not this exact building, but the Musselman's Jewelers building at the end, coming over the Main Street, what's it, the Main Street Extension Bridge there?
Mhm. Yeah.
And it's the one on the end by the Arabian bookstore. And they used a like faux,
The aluminum slate,
it wasn't
I don't know
No.
if it was-
or the
It's
synthetic.
It's
Yeah,
rubber.
yeah.
Rubber. Was
slate,
it rubber?
and that turned out great.
So I did notice, I did notice walking up, there was a bunch of buildings around here that have the slate line on it.
Yeah.
And here is your slate line shingle.
Yes, we're very
Yeah,
familiar.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
How much was, is that the guy from Bucks County that did the Musselman Jewelers building?
He didn't do it.
No.
No, he didn't do it. He had those ceramic tiles or something he wanted to use. I forget who they used, but it was a.
I just read it too. We've used it before, and it's,
I have the product in my office if you want me to get it.
yes.
I think the other, I don't, concern might be too strong of a word, but just observation I have about this is this building is a big, heavy building, detailed in scale and proportions. And the slate, have a width,
That's a width, yeah.
have a width to them. And then you start putting shingles on, like, especially like the shingles that are on the back, which I know they're not proposing, but
Yeah, that's a carriage
but
house.
they're small tabs, and that just proportionally just wouldn't look right.
So that carriage house shingle on the back is quite a bit smaller than the slate one. Visually, the reveal is smaller. Here's your slate.
Would you consider doing a synthetic or a synthetic slate
I mean,
on the roof?
we would have to quote out for it all
Mhm.
and then check with our suppliers to see if they can get it. That's gonna be, also, I mean, it's gonna be quite a bit more costly. But that's something, we can check into it if that's something that you guys would prefer.
I would prefer it. Simply because I think that it is it's a gorgeous prominent building in the middle of Main Street. And just as Joe said, you can see it. So, Connie and I were talking earlier. I don't know if you want to bring it up or not of that.
The possibility of doing slate on the facade and the peak, the cupola peak,
The turret.
the turret.
You mean
Thank
real
you.
slate.
Yes. And doing what Mike might bring back, when you look at that, you'll see it's a nice product, and combine it with that because it does face
Will you see
World
both of
Heritage
them from the same?
from any view that, like, would they cross over somewhere?
There might be some valleys that intersect, which I don't know if they would go together.
I mean, it's already shingles on the back and slate on the front, but are you suggesting something different than that?
Well, if we could get these shingles, the slate on the front,
Synthetic or real?
real.
Okay.
I personally, and this is just me, the slate I feel like would be, because you already have tiles coming down, and that's kind of a safety thing. So to wait on the slate to get here, I mean, it could take months just for the slate to get here. So I don't know if that's something, do you risk slate tiles falling off the roof downtown until you can get the material to replace it?
Well, I guess you're kind of guessing right now because you don't really know. I mean, it's a
Well,
valid
I know
question.
From experience,
to-
I couldn't order slate and it wouldn't be here next week. It usually takes months. Like I said, it comes from Canada. It's imported. It's not.
Yeah, Da Vinci. It's Da Vinci. The Da Vinci, yeah.
This is the one that they put on Musselman.
Is that ceramic?
No, that's synthetic.
Synthetic.
The real deal.
Yeah, that's a real one.
That's the real
Yeah.
deal. Yeah.
So
That's the real deal?
real versus,
Mm.
Well, you probably know this
Yeah.
very well.
And obviously with something like this, it would, time-wise, it would take longer also.
also lighter though, which is a good thing.
Yeah,
for the
it's
structure.
More labor intensive though with the screws.
And you could see it in action, excuse me, like I said, at the Musselman Jewelers building.
Alex, would you be able to do the turret with this?
It'll be pretty hard to try and,
Wrap it around?
yeah.
Yeah, I was just making one comment, is that as much as we were worried about perhaps slate sliding down off the roof, which it is, just about every rainfall, I get at least one or two pieces of slate that are crashing on the sidewalk. But it's also destroying the inside of the building. That's deteriorating rapidly because water's getting through.
It's the real piece. It's because it's deteriorating around the nails here.
Mm-hmm.
So your first failure of a piece of slate's right here, where your nail's going.
Mhm.
Once that gets wider than the nail, it's like a sprinkler, basically.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
with the water damage to the building is becoming severe.
Which is, that'll take a building down just as fast as it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you lose the whole top floor.
Right.
I think, and, you know, we've obviously had a lot of discussion about synthetic and composite materials over the years here. And I mean, we reached out to PHMC and
Who is?
Pennsylvania Historic and Museum Commission, sorry, to ask them about that. And when we deal with railings on porches and things like that. And basically, the way they treat it is, you know, if the facade is very prominent, then there's more stringent kind of guidelines to stick to. If it's a secondary facade or whatever, there's more leeway that they like. Right. Right. But, you know, I always say this, I don't get a vote, but my concern is this is so prominent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I mean, I understand everything you
Right.
say, but it's just, that's the hurdle that I'm trying to get over is
In just my personal opinion, I don't think you'd be able to tell the difference between that and the real slate from the ground.
So this
not
is,
this.
Yeah.
No.
this is in stock, according to Da Vinci. It's in stock.
That, we just have to see if our supplier works with Da Vinci.
Mike, do you remember what the guarantee on that, the life on that
I
is?
don't.
Okay.
I want to say it's 50 years, but I
Yeah. It may be more expensive, however,
don't remember.
you also on the other back end, you're not going to have to do it again for a long.
Well, the Owens Corning's a 50-year roof.
Mm.
But it doesn't look as slate-like as that. That's the difference. That's
Typically,
where,
architectural shingles.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
when did you first start pulling this project together?
Okay. Been a lot of since there's so many moving parts, like the scaffolding company out of Harrisburg
Mhm.
came up, did a survey around the building, they checked all that. So they had to come in, we had to wait for them to get the quote to us, dumpster company. So there's a lot of moving parts to it.
Okay.
I'd like to go on record as supporting the drought.
Supporting the drought.
I can understand why. This also says install a skylight.
Two spots.
Where are they going?
They're on the back of the roof.
They're there though?
Yes, correct.
Okay, they're already there. I see.
While you're looking for that, do you only work with GAF slate line? Is that your,
No,
Goat?
we primarily work with Owens Corning, but we do other types of roof, EPD, metal, slate line. We do some slate line shingles here and there. The only time I've ever had to deal with the slate line was the Historical Society down in Stratford.
uh-huh.
We replaced the slate roof down there, and they told us we could go with the slate line.
Okay. So would you have an objection? It's that one down there to that product?
It would all depend on availability. I mean, we'd have to requote the job to him for that, but I'd have to, sorry, those skylights are kind of hard to see.
Oh, I
There's
see.
one and then the other one.
I see it.
We would have to requote the job, obviously, it would have to be in his means to go ahead with it. And then we'd have to source it, deliver, and then get one of our crews to make sure that they know what they're doing, which I'm sure they do. But The shingle stuff we do on a daily basis, so that's big work for us. We could, logistically, as long as everything was good, we could probably be in about 2 or 3 days with an asphalt roof. As opposed to something like that or slate, probably take us at least a week.
I don't think that we're concerned about the time.
Okay.
I mean, the time that it's on Main Street to make sure that we have it done right.
See, that's what I was worried about, was how long are you guys okay with us being out there, because it's that 3-way intersection.
I mean, Mike,
Christmas
what's
is
your
over.
thought on?
We're good.
We'll work around any.
And he's
Before
the,
the next festival.
Mike is the,
Right.
and,
Before Music
What's this?
Fest.
Did you get that?
Talking to the.
No.
wait a minute, wait a minute.
They didn't- Shh. Oh,
That really comes down to traffic and engineering to determine how long the road's going to be cut, or whatever alternate traffic patterns are shut down or whatever they're going to do. But there's going to be certain times where they're not going to allow it to be shut down. Music Fest is one of them. So once you find a schedule or figure out your schedule, it's going to be important to get to us as soon as possible.
Would you be more preferred of closing the street or using like a flagger force?
They won't let you close the street.
Okay, so a flagger force.
Yeah, it would have to be something. You might be able to close, I can't speak on engineering's behalf, but you might be able to close partial.
At least one lane.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I don't know
You
about.
can't do the dumpster on the sidewalk because it's way too heavy for the brick.
Yeah, it might be. I don't know if that's brick there in the street in that section or if it's stamped concrete.
It's brick.
Yeah, it might be too heavy for the brick in the street as well.
I'll have to take a closer look at this. I mean, we'll have a trash.
Right.
Street around it is
Yeah,
Okay.
you can tell in the photo here. Yeah, the brick, you can tell the brick is front and center on the street.
Yeah, so we could do the dumpster.
You think it'd fit right in
Yeah,
there?
right on the asphalt there.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, and you'll work with the engineering department for placement and all that other stuff. So they'll before it's dropped.
And then obviously we would have to get our scaffolding company to do the same.
Yep.
So we've talked about a bunch of different options here. And I'm not sure what's in everybody's thoughts, something like this just on the front and the slate line asphalt shingle on the rear. Is that something that we would be open to help from a potential cost? 'Cause I don't know what the cost of this is relative to the slate
Do
line.
do copper over top of that?
Well, I think this Musselman has.
Mhm.
copper.
yeah. Mhm.
I don't have a lot of experience with the synthetic stuff.
So I'm not sure what the rest of the board
And
thinks about
the rear,
that.
it'd be a lot easier to do the skylights and it would seal a lot better if it was asphalt on the rear.
I mean, the rear is already asphalt, so.
Right,
Yeah.
right. That's why I brought it up.
So would you want slate line on the rear then?
Yep.
Or could we go with?
I want slate line. Mhm.
Yeah, slate line on the rear.
Yeah, my opinion is, and I'm open to certainly, but like that, the tower or the turret, if you want to call it that, I mean, that should be whatever faux slate, whatever there is, a sloped portion to the rear of that faces, we'll say north, faces up
Yeah, I
with
have
a little dormer on it.
this diagram of the
Right.
roof,
So,
this section right here.
right. So,
Yeah,
I think we need to be specific,
Oh,
So here's your-
certainly the front slope, then the tower. The question is, do you want it to run around the side? Those are
You
the
won't
two,
see it when
that's the
you're-
two you're going to see from the street. The question is, what
The
is,
other building is.
right,
We're very close.
Yeah.
right. So I just think we need to be clear, if we want them to look at this material, is it just that sloping, the main sloping roof and the tower and this material, and then the other
Yeah.
roof facets in the slate line?
Let me just look at another photo.
Yeah, which I just looked at it today.
In my opinion, I think it should be the front section of the roof, the tower, and that small triangle behind it.
Yes, right there.
Yes. Is that, what is,
That's
that's,
a dormer, so there's a
Right.
window on the edge of that. That's just a mini roof that sticks up.
And it's currently slate now.
and it's late
So what
now.
you're saying is whatever's slate now should be
Thank
replaced
you, Joe.
in the,
Yes.
Yeah.
just like it
Yeah.
is.
Yep.
There you
Someone
go.
had some wisdom and forethought before, right?
Years ago.
Any other questions?
Are we just gonna, excuse me, are we just gonna leave it open that if they can either use a Da Vinci, this faux shingle or bring in
Well, I mean, we can give them an approval for that, and if they want to change,
bring an alternative
bring
product?
bring something.
Bring the
back.
alternative product, yes. Yeah.
So slate lines out for the front then.
Correct.
You got
Yeah.
that?
Is-
And around the second.
yeah, so basically the ridge forward is all
Right.
synthetic.
Yep.
The snow guard or railing,
Mhm.
that's painted there.
Mm-hmm.
Are we able to blend that in with the roof with paint? Or should we just leave it as is? It's orange right now,
Yeah, I don't
I
like
mean, you
the,
just want to make it black or
Yeah.
something.
or gray.
yeah.
I mean,
I think that would be aesthetically pleasing
I agree.
versus the orange that it
Concerned
is.
about water.
Right. Yeah. Paint color's not your, yeah.
This is my third time going through this with this building.
Wow.
Oh, geez.
yeah, the plywood's gonna be the big thing. You need to have that solid nail on surface.
Third time going through this with the building for the roof?
I had minor work done once. I had the entire front replaced 20 years ago. It's supposed to be a 50-year guarantee.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Getting
Yeah,
that.
if you look at the pictures.
Wow.
Pretty rough shape.
You didn't do that, did you?
I would have been in high school, right around that time, about 20 years ago. Yeah, the slate on the front's delaminating really bad also. When I saw it, I was blown away that he said it's 20 years old.
Mm.
I'm not gonna say one thing or another.
Just-
If I had to guess, it was used slate.
Ah,
That's the only thing I can think of. Because new slate wouldn't have done that in 20 years. I mean, there's 100-year-old buildings, slate that looks better than that.
mhm.
Yeah, my house is 53 years old and slate.
Yeah, I mean, it's flaking off in huge chunks.
So-
My concerns are deliverable, timing. I know it does, you're not concerned about the time for getting the work done once we're in place, but I'm worried about how soon you can start the job.
Right.
Now, do you guys have events in the spring, like downtown?
We have events going on all the time.
Okay, so
So
I'm
it's-
gonna have to check.
You're gonna have to check with engineering. There's always something going on.
Okay. Now, do you guys have any, like, can't work on this day of the week, like
Sundays.
Okay.
What?
Sundays.
Huh, I didn't know that.
But again, like if there's no events going downtown, there's ways around that as well. Yeah, we could just, you'd have to petition my office for an exception and we'd work through that. And if
And
it's,
then do you have, like, certain times of the day can't start before 7? Or
it's,
obviously dark, we can't
6
go
to-
after dark. That's
6
no issue.
6 to 9, 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. are the working hours. Yeah.
So St. Patty's Day, I think, is the first event that's lined up.
Probably wait till after that, just to make sure it's out of the way.
Yeah.
So
if-
that's a
I
big
mean, it's all
parade.
gonna depend on how soon we could get material.
Right.
You know, as far as the shingles, we can get that pretty quick. Problem is, we have to do it all together because the back,
No,
there's no
yeah.
access off the back of the roof. So everything has to come off the front.
Wow.
Like I said, we'll have 2 trash chutes, one on the side, one on the front. It'll go straight to the dumpster in the front. Now on the side, we'll lay tarps down and wheelbarrow it up. And then you'll have your tunnel and the scaffolding so that pedestrians can.
That side there is.
Well, it'll have a chute.
Yeah, but
So it's not like
will the
dropping.
Dumpster hold it?
We're not putting a dumpster there. We'll put a tarp and they'll put some down and there's gonna be a cleanup guy doing it as it comes down. maybe 2 cleanup guys.
Yeah, a lot of logistics.
Definitely a lot of moving parts on this one. And like I said, the copper, that was a question I had
Oh,
for you
that's right.
guys. Because I knew it's like painted, but it's like, I get it, historical.
Yep.
Copper's copper.
I know painting it black is probably an improvement over red, but it'd be nice if it could just.
Well, we're talking,
Yeah,
wow,
we're
we're
not
talking
gonna
about two
paint it
different
copper.
things.
Yeah.
I think any flashings or caps will be copper. The snow guards, if we're, the rails, if you're gonna reuse them, I think
Black.
everyone agreed it can be black or gray to
Still be
match.
the same, we're not
match
gonna touch
the
the
site.
gutters.
So they'll stay green.
Yeah.
That, I mean, from, I don't have the expertise yet.
Statue of Liberty
From a
green.
Maintenance standpoint, hate to lose that.
Yeah, that patina. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll only take a year.
It won't take long for the new
Yeah.
copper to turn green, but
Not
yeah,
Pennsylvania.
same difference.
I'm ready to make a motion. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Go for it.
I make a motion for a certificate of appropriateness for 459 Main Street for the roof to be removed and repaired, the underlayment to be repaired as described. All areas that are currently slate will be replaced with a synthetic Da Vinci slate.
Synthetic slate.
Yes.
Slate gray color.
Does it have to be Da Vinci or if there's another brand?
We are approving Da Vinci.
So if there's another brand, I just have to bring it back.
Correct.
Okay.
The shingle, what is currently shingled on the roof will be replaced with slate line shingles in antique gray. Is it antique gray? Yeah.
I think it's antique
this is
slate.
Antique.
Antique slate,
slate.
sorry, antique slate. All valleys flashing will be copper.
On the front,
Mm-hmm.
the ridge in the front.
Oh, yeah. Flashings and caps.
Flashing and caps. All gutters are going to be remaining.
Correct.
What else am I forgetting?
Can I,
Yes.
not to interrupt you?
And skylights.
And there will be no rain.
And skylights as,
Oh, and yes, and a replacement of skylights
Now,
as
the skylights
described.
will be same size, but they no longer make the manual, so they'll be solar with a push button, just to open it. They open it.
Mhm.
So they no longer make the ones where you use the little curtain rod.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
So it'll be the same size, though. Same.
So if it's solar, the glass is a little bit different.
protected, correct.
What did you want to say, Sonia?
Okay, so on the downspouts, when you look at the building on the left-hand side,
The front.
yes, the copper comes down to a certain point and then it turns into another product. It's kind of like a reddish brown color.
Aluminum.
Is that what it is? Are you replacing that section to be
No,
copper?
we're just doing roof,
I see.
just the roof. No gutters, no downspouts, nothing like. The least we can do, the better, for the whole project. But
Okay.
roof is the main point. He's got leaking. We got tiles falling off the
Okay.
roof, which
Okay.
God forbid.
I was just wondering if we could get copper out of that just in that section. Okay, next round, I guess. And-
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's one of the things that, like, once you mess with something that old, it's better to leave it if it's not a big deal. But
What's
it's
behind that kitchen wall?
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. 6 years later.
I'm sorry, Diana.
No, that's all right.
Are you
Snow guard, snow railings will be painted to match. And I think that's it.
HVAC system, remove, reset.
Yeah, that's,
We have an HVAC company.
We don't have to worry about
Yeah, you
it.
don't
We
have to
don't
worry
have
about
to worry
that.
about
Nothing's
that.
changing there, nothing's.
Is that your motion done?
I think it is.
is everyone clear on that motion or do I need to read it back?
Yeah, why don't you read it back, Joe?
Stenographer?
All right. The motion's been made to replace all existing slate shingles with Da Vinci synthetic slate and slate gray color. Replace all asphalt shingles with GAF slate line shingles in antique slate. All flashings and caps shall be real copper. Snow guards or snow rails will be removed and replaced and painted black or gray to match the synthetic slate. Skylights will be installed as described. Existing gutters and downspouts and the copper trims at the roof edges are to remain.
Second motion.
Motion made by Diana, seconded by Connie. Any further comment? Hearing none. Rod,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
and Michael.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Not on me, but I'll go get one. The meeting's almost over, and then I'll go grab one for you.
Good.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
gentlemen.
Thank you
Thank
for
Thank you.
working with us on this.
It's
It
a whole
will.
building.
Yeah, it's a
It's a
great
beautiful
building.
building.
It is a
Yeah.
great building.
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
I got some phone calls to make.
Mm.
Our,
You're welcome.
gonna
Thank you.
Adjourn the meeting before you.
Okay, so we don't have any other business that we have to attend to for,
Mm-mm.
okay. Then
I
someone,
move to motion to adjourn the
Adjourn.
meeting.
Second.
Motion by Diana. Second, Rod. 5:51. Good. I'm assuming no one opposed that, so.